Uy, dumating na finally yung pinakamahal na version ng Redmi Note 15 series, which is the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G. Now, ang dami nagsasabi na sobrang mahal nito device na ito. Aalamin natin kung sino nga pa talagang mga uto-uto na bibili nito phone na ito, and bakit ganun kamahal itong Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G. Tara, pag-usapan natin. Now, ito yung bagong packaging ng Redmi Note series. Mas naging keeper looking siya. Parang yung mga Redmi A series, ganun ang packaging niya. White box, and the kanyang background is red and white print. Dati, it used to be yung phone mismo nakaprint dito. Pero ngayon, parang nagtitipid si Redmi, pansin ko. Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G, nakasunod dito sa gilid. And hawak ko dito is yung kanyang 512 gigs na variant. Actually, isa na mga na variant. Redmi SIM injector tool. User guide and warranty card na ayaw kong basahin. Jelly case na parang medyo mas matigas ang kanyang texture. Ang iyong phone mismo, we have your A to C cable and your 100 watts na fast charging brick. Yun lang. So, buksan na natin yung phone. So, what? Yan. Ito yung kanyang siguro pinaka flagship color, which is the mocha brown. Yung likod yung texture niya, no, is leather-like finish, no? Medyo may pagka-leatherette. Masarap man siya hawakan, I'll be honest. Now, itong Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G na may 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage will be priced at 27,999, which nabili ko to sa Shandy, Philippines. Lagi sila may ready stock sa kanilang physical store, so just check it out. I'll post the link on the description or just simply click the product link na hanggang lilitaw sa inyong screen para makabili kayo online sakali. Use my official link para iwas kayo scam. And pag bumili din kayo sa mga links ko, nakakatulong din kayo to let me buy new phones to review just for you. So, salamat in advance. Now, nung sinabi ko yung presyo nito phone nito, I'm pretty sure marami siguro sa inyo nag-scroll away. Now, teka. I know na sobra siya mahal. 27,999. Parang ginto ang presyo. Xiaomi 15T, nasa 26,999 lang siya. May Leica ka na, mas maganda pa kanyang processor, and it's a Xiaomi branding. This is a Redmi branding, which is a sub-brand, cheaper brand ng Xiaomi. Probably if you're one of my subscriber, alam niyo kung bakit. Ano nangyayari sa tech world, nagtaasan na ang presyo ng mga smartphone. Yes, you heard it right. Dahil sinabi ko sa inyo last year, ang RAM nagtataasan, sumunod ng ROM, GPU and CPU lahat tataas na rin. And this is probably one of the first victim ng pagtaas ng smartphone. Now, hindi ko dinedefend ang Redmi Note 15 series, pero ina-explain ko lang sa inyo kung bakit ang mahal nito phone na ito. Siguro magtataka kayo kung bakit yung kanyang rebranded na phone, which is the Poco M8 Pro 5G, nasa 19,999 lang. Malayo, di ba? 8,000 pesos difference. Ito ang take ko. Siguro si Poco nakapag-stock siya ng maraming stock ng mga RAM and ROM, kaya nakapag-produce sila ng cheaper. Unlike ito si Note 15 series, talagang napasubo na rin sila. Nakabili sila ng mga mahal na materyales, so no choice kundi ipasa rin sa inyo. So at least it was proven na tama ako na nagtataasa na talaga ang mga presyo ng smartphone. Kung nanood kayo ng early warning ko last year. So sino nga ba mga uto-uto na bibili nitong phone na ito? Di ikaw. So probably kung nakabili ka na nitong phone na ito and nauto ka na, alamin natin kung worth it nga ba ang 27,999 mo dito sa phone na ito o hindi. So pagdating naman sa design, honestly, I like yung kanyang leather back finish. And masarap din hawakan ng ganang size. Hindi siya makanto, unlike ni Pro na version, and you get a good quad curve screen. Hindi naman siya ganong kabigatan sa aking kamay, which is definitely good. And it supports 100 watts of fast charging, which is for me perfect na perfect. IP68, IP69 dash water resistant, and sinabi ni Xiaomi na this is Titan Tough. Meaning, ginagaya nila si Honor X9D or X9 series ni Honor na drop resistant, kahit anong gawin mo, lutuin mo, barilin mo ng water pressure jet, lahat, kayang-kaya i-survive na ito. And in fact, hinulungan nila ito sa swimming pool, nag-underwater photography pa sila and nag-survive naman siya. Guys, ito, take note, nung Note 13 series ng Redmi, merong vlogger na nag-underwater photography using that phone. And after niya i-market yon as a underwater photography phone, ang daming nagsubok nung summer. Sinabi sa akin ng City Light Philippines, which is the official na service center ng Xiaomi back then, ang daming pumasok sa kanila na may fog ang kanilang camera lenses. Ang kanilang Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus. So again, ulitin ko lang sa inyo, water damage, physical damage, void ang warranty. let your favorite influencer do the drop test for you. Huwag mo nang subukan, okay? Ang harap nito si Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, plastic frames, and silicone polymer ang kanyang likod, which is medyo may pagka faux leather finish. One good thing na meron dito na wala na Poco M8 Pro is that yung kanyang second SIM pwede maging eSIM. So take note na yung second SIM lang so Nano plus eSIM or Nano plus Nano SIM. Now on daily usage to phone nito, well honestly it's quite good, quite solid. You can do all of your multitasking dito sa phone nito. I've used this as my daily driver. Okay naman siya. Wala ka naman maging problema nito. Hindi naman siya maghahang, maglalag. Kasi 12 gigs of RAM naman meron mo. And in fact, meron naman siyang Qualcomm Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 which is more of a mid-range chip na sinisigan ka na medyo mahal ni Xiaomi dahil sa increase ng prices. And overall nga ng performance is quite solid naman for me. And nung sinalang ko to sa Antutu Benchmark version 11, 1.02 million points na nakuha ko. And kung gusto mo makita ibang benchmark na ginawa ko, ito, pakita ko muna sa inyo. Now, pagdating naman sa kanyang battery, malaki naman kanyang battery. Same lang kay Poco M8 Pro. 6,500 mAh ang kanyang battery which can last you for around 2 days on normal usage. Support din niya 100 watts of fast charging, so definitely mabilis. And it also supports 22.5 watts na reverse wired charging. Now, nung charge ko naman phone na ito, 0 to 100 takes around mga 40 to 45 minutes based sa akin rating personally. And nung ginagamit ko naman to daily, nung normal usage lang naman ako dito, 2 days naman kaya nang abutin sa akin, no? And well, honestly, ito naman ang result na nakuha ko sa PC Mark the battery stress test, 17 hours and 12 minutes na screen on time, which is for me quite not bad. Makunat na battery and matagal malobat. And kung gusto mo makita ang full specs nito phone nito, ito pakita ko muna sa inyo kasi tamanda magbasa. Now, pagdating naman sa kanyang display, similar na naman kay Poco M8 Pro. 6.83-inch na AMOLED display na may 120Hz screen refresh rate and meron din siyang PWM dimming. Pareho lang naman sila. Ang maximum brightness, 3,200 nits. So, under the direct sunlight, walang problema magbasa ng, well, kahit anong text dito sa phone nito or manood ka ng YouTube under the direct sunlight, okay na okay naman to. So, if you're browsing through socials, okay, wala kang maging problema, smooth naman maging experience mo dito. As long as you have a really good na internet connection, smooth lang ang browsing dito on this phone, guaranteed. Now, kung nanonood ka ng mga favorite shows mo sa YouTube, sa Netflix, expect mo to give you a quite solid na experience dito dahil sa kanyang quad-curve display, AMOLED display. Ang ganda. Honestly, I'm happy naman dito sa display niya. And I expect nothing less naman from a Note series ni Redmi na premium. So since this phone has dalawang speaker, isa dito sa ilalim which is 6 na butas and isa din dito sa ibabaw which is 4 na butas. So medyo may kunting imbalance siya pero patugtog lang tayo, pakinggan natin kung kamusta naman siya. Well, honestly, to my surprise, medyo malakas ang kanyang sounds. Hindi siya tunog lata pag sinagad-sagad mo siya 200%. And one good thing naman sa kanya is quite good din ang kanyang sound. Hindi siya pangit ang tugtog. That I can be proud of. Now, nag-try naman ako ng dalawang games dito on this phone, playing Call of Duty Mobile and Genshin Impact. Now, pagdating naman sa Call of Duty Mobile, wala kang maging problema dito. And it's quite a good 60 FPS naman na consistent on this one, which I feel na nakaya naman siguro umabot ng 90. Pero though, hindi naman ma-unlock sa settings. So, naka-wild boost naman ako dito on this game and it was quite solid naman ang gameplay. Fast naman ang touch response, wala kang naging problema sa sounds, okay naman siya. And the graphics was quite okay din. Though it's a little bit hot at 40 degrees Celsius for a CODM na gameplay. Eh pagdating naman sa Genshin Impact, okay din. I was able to reach 60 FPS na consistent. And naglalaro lang naman siya sa 58 to 60, which I think wala namang may problema dito at medium graphical settings. Na masasabi ko sa inyo dito is okay ka ng gameplay, smooth naman ka ng graphics, and well, wala naman na feel na frame drops or lags along the way. Siguro hindi mo lang talaga siya masasagat to higher graphical settings dahil of the limitation ng 7S Gen 4. But nevertheless, hindi naman siya masyadong mainit for Genshin Impact at 43 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Napag-usapan natin ang ganang camera. Dito may kunting difference sila between this one and si Poco M8 Pro. Ito meron siyang 200MP na crystal clear na camera with OIS. Samantala si Poco M8 Pro 50MP na Light Hunter Fusion 800. Yun ang main na pinakaiba nilang dalawa. The rest stays the same. 8MP na ultra-wide lens and kaya na mag-shoot up to 4K and 30. Harap niya is 32MP. Parehong can shoot up to 1080p and 60fps. Now, simulan natin analysis with some outdoor shots. Honestly, pagdating sa outdoor, medyo saturated ka ng mga greens. But hindi naman siya sobrang nakakainis sa saturation. Though, pansin ko hindi sobrang nagkakalayo sa mga shots na kuha ko sa Poco M8 Pro. And there are times na siguro sabihin ko sa'yo na medyo mas okay pa nga mga ibang shots na nakuha ko sa M8 Pro. Everything is based on my personal experience. Though pareho naman silang sharp mag-capture ng photo and nevertheless, it was good. Now, kung pumasok ka naman sa indoor, low light settings, you'll be able to get some really nice snaps naman dito sa kanya. And honestly, happy naman ako sa mga nakukuha ko dito. Though it's a little bit brighter than usual. So, nung nilalaro ko naman kanyang ultra-wide lens, ganito itsura niya. And I was able to zoom it all the way to 4x zoom. And honestly, after 4x zooming, sinong ko tong gitnang lantern na ito, it's still quite good and quite sharp, which is for me, not bad. And I was able to take quite a few food shot dito sa na ito masasabi ko sila guys na maganda. And halos kaparallel lang naman niya si M8 Pro. Pagdating sa food shot, wala kang maging problema. Okay naman siya. Pagdating sa indoor, mga photography ng mga fruits, mga different kinds of fruits, okay naman siya. And in fact, pati mga flowers na na-capture ko on the indoor, quite good, quite sharp, maganda nga ng color. Kapag dating naman sa gabi, I was able to take some of these good snaps naman on outdoor. Not the best, pero overall, I would say na quite solid din naman ang kanyang camera. Now, in terms of selfie photos, halos same lang naman sila na M8 Pro. Quite good naman mga shots na nakuha ko on outdoor. Mapapansin mo is a little bit smooth na yung mukha. Pero hindi naman siya nakakasobrang OA na pagka-smoothen. There are times I like this shot. Magandang-maganda pa rin siya, no? Kahit medyo padilim na at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Solid na solid din na kanyang front-facing camera. Pag indoor photography, expect it to be a little bit softer than outdoor. And honestly, okay din siya to take group selfie photos or groupie. Now, ito naman ang video na capture ko using the front-facing camera. 15 Pro Plus and shooting at 1080p and 60fps. Well, ito, resolution makukuha mo when you're outdoor. Medyo padilim na at around 5 o'clock na halos. Panning around, okay naman siya, not bad. And yeah, this is what you're going to expect. And ito naman ang video na na-capture ko using the rear camera. 4K and 30fps ang kaya shoot ng Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G. And quite stable naman just using my bare hand. And honestly, not bad. Pwede mong gamitin ito for content creation. Now, kamusta naman para sa mga uto-uto na nakabili na itong phone na ito? Well, honestly, nauto ka nga dito sa Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. Honestly, the performance is okay. Nothing to be super duper proud of dito sa phone na ito. Siguro, the reason kung bakit mas mahal sa Poco M8 Pro 5G is that dinagdagan nila ng Titan toughness like the Honor X9D. Plus, may eSIM din siya, capability inside. And those are probably two things lang na nagpapamahal dito. Plus, yung kanyang 200MP na super crystal clear na camera, which I think okay na ako sa Light Hunter Fusion 800 ng Poco M8 5G. Pero I think parang early bird nasa 23,999 if tama nabasa ko doon sa poster ng SB19, which I think pwede na if you're buying this one at 23,999. Pero pag 27,999 guys, pag-isipan mo muna. I would rather recommend you to buy the Xiaomi 15T 26,999. I think at one point nakita ko para nasa 21,999 siya sa Shopee, which I'll also try to post the link kung nakita ko ulit siya. Pero official link naman siya ng Xiaomi. So, most likely na sa Xiaomi official global PH. So, nagkaroon ng promotion ng ata. If I'm correct, that was around nasa payday sale ng January 15. So, kung ganito lang ang presyohan niya, I would say na bili mo na yung 15T. May Leica lens ka na. Better ka ng processor. I think it's 8400 Ultra. And you get a Xiaomi branding, which is a flagship branding over this one, which is a sub-brand na branding. Cheaper brand ni Xiaomi. So guys, I hope may natutunan kayo dito sa video na ito. And kung isa ka sa mga nauto dito sa phone na ito, let me know in the comments. I feel you, bro. Pero kung feel mo na okay naman tong phone sa'yo, well, feel free to click the link on the description kung saan mo siya pwede mabili. Or just simply click yung YouTube shopping link na pinopost natin para diretso makapunta kayo sa official site ng Xiaomi to buy this one. Or pwede kayong bumili kay Shandy Philippines. May ready stock sila anytime. So of course guys, I-encourage you to like, subscribe dito sa akin channel so you don't miss out mga honest review just like this one. So paano yan guys, hanggang dito muna ako. I'll see you on my next video. Peace out. And so ako para si Richmond and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.